are at Shelters by Jesus podcast, and we are so excited that you're with us, you're watching, you're listening, you're hitting subscribe, you're hitting like, you're sharing with your friends, because that brings money in. And if you want to help get people off the street, you go to sheltersbyjesus.com. If you'd like to give, it's $9. We'll get somebody off the street. We also have 4 books out written by the dumb hick from Skowhegan, me. And they have 2 prices, $10 are free. And you put your name and address right there and tell if you want books 1, 2, 3, or 4, all of them. We'll mail them right out to you. You also can call the office at 207-474-8833 and give them your name and address there, and they'll ship it. But the other thing you can do is get a tour. When you call that number, say, I'd like a tour, and you'll meet the residents. You'll see everything we have. And we're just excited about you being a part of this. So now, on to the podcast. All right. Well, we're here with a couple of new residents. We've been doing a series on our residents, and I have a couple, a married couple, that just came in a couple of days ago, right? Yes. Been in, what, 3 or 4 days, 2 days?
Tuesday.
Come in Tuesday? All right. So you've been in a couple of days. And what is your names?
Brian.
Lisa.
Brian and Lisa. And you are married?
Yeah.
Almost 21 years.
Almost 21.
When's your anniversary?
April 17th.
April 17th. Well, you're closing in on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
The spring is a great time. May 30th was mine, so we're close. So, yeah. All right. So, what led to you guys being homeless? What circumstances brought you into the state of homelessness? I know people like to hear that because I love to have them seeing that we're just human beings, and human being stuff happens.
It does.
It does.
Yes. We were living up in Bingham.
Okay.
And actually what had happened was our house was needing a lot of repairs, a lot of work, and our furnace had died.
Oh.
And our case manager called the department and asked, hey, is there any way you can help them out, do something to help them to fix their furnace?
Now, is this your home or a rental?
It was a home.
It was your place?
Yeah, our home.
Okay. All right. So you owned your home?
We owned it, yeah.
Yep.
And what had happened is the department had shown up, and instead of helping us with the furnace, they decided that it would be easier to just take our child away. And
oh, you have a child?
We do. We have 3.
You have 3 children?
2 of them are older, on their own.
Okay. Well, I didn't know you had a family. I know because I haven't met you guys really. I see you on privy. That's about it.
No, we have a 19-year-old, a 17-year-old, and a 10-year-old.
Okay.
So
Benjamin, Andrew, and Molly.
Yes.
Benjamin, Andrew, and
Molly.
Molly?
Yep.
All right. So I take it Molly ain't a boy.
No.
So that's your baby girl? Is
yes.
The first 2 boys? Yes. Okay.
And but unfortunately, they decided instead of
helping
us, they would remove the child and put her with, remove Molly and put her with Lisa's mother.
Okay, so she's with her grandmom at this time.
Yeah. So she's safe and
she's safe.
Okay. Taken care of. But unfortunately, when they removed her from the home, we weren't eligible for benefits anymore
because she wasn't in the home.
She wasn't in the home, and she and I are unable to work at the moment.
So you're physically disabled?
I'm practically blind.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
By the way, I look a lot like Tom Selleck.
That's what I've been told.
Yeah, yeah. So when you ever get your sight back,
that's what I'll look for.
Don't look close if you get your sight back.
Yeah. So we pretty much lost our benefits, and we things kind of just went downhill. It's an old home, and we've been renovating it. But just one thing after another, and we ended up kind of falling behind like a lot of people. And
yeah, I understand.
Just got to the point where it was just...
It was the money pit.
Yeah, it was a money pit.
Yeah.
And it was just too much. And at this point, we are... the place just isn't... It's not livable anymore.
Okay. So it's practically condemned then?
Pretty much. I mean, we had done what we could to fix it up, but it needs too much work. And
Okay.
with my eyes the way they are and my health otherwise, it's just too much, for us. We're getting older now. And
Now, how old are you guys?
I'm 42.
41.
21 and 42. Just a bunch of babies around here.
Still
Yeah.
it does get tougher around this time to start to do, getting up on the roof and doing all the things.
Yeah, I know all about it. Yeah.
So,
okay.
But it's one of those things. It's just too much work, too much money.
Yep.
And we just got to the point where the place wasn't livable. It was too cold. We were there one night and just last week, and I actually was hypothermic and.
So you had zero heat, in other words.
No heat.
No,
Yikes.
electricity.
In that cold spell.
Yeah, it was 4
Woo!
degrees in the house.
4 degrees
40
in the house.
in the house.
In the house.
Oh, Lord.
And we had like 8 blankets on
I bet
top
you
of
did.
us. It was just like it was
Still
like a
couldn't get warm.
weird cave. It was
Yeah, nothing to do to get warm.
nothing.
So
Wow.
Nothing.
luckily, our case manager was able to find us some beds here, and
Yeah.
So that's how you come here? Okay. Your case manager,
Phoenix.
yeah, directed you in this direction.
yes,
Yes.
All right. So, all right. So your little girls with a Grammy. The other two, the two boys are out on their own?
we're out on our son. They're both actually starting college.
Oh,
So
really?
they're kind of working and
going to
trying
school.
save up, and
Yep.
about to start.
Where are
Probably
they going to go to college?
they're still trying to narrow it down. Our oldest is looking at a few different art schools in there.
Oh, really?
And
He likes art.
yes,
Very good.
very good. Yeah,
Very
Cool.
very
That's
Not
that's
sure
quite
what
a
he's gonna do
talent.
yet, but
I can make a stick man. A little lopsided, but I can make one.
I could barely do that.
Yeah,
So they
yeah.
they get it from her. She's the artist.
There you go.
Nice.
And our middle child, not sure exactly what he wants to do yet.
Yep.
But wants to go to college, so
All right.
I'm pretty sure it's going to be being recording something.
probably
Voice.
music or something.
Yeah.
He likes music?
Yes.
Yeah.
So they're very artistic then.
Yeah.
Wow. And she's the artistic one.
She's, as far as drawing and whatnot,
Yeah.
I can't. I definitely can't draw. So
Well, you look like a drummer. Are you a drummer?
She's been starting lately. She's
Yeah.
been trying.
I had to leave her sticks back behind, but that's all right. That's
Okay.
all right.
There you go. So I'm sure it was a shocker to end up heading for a homeless shelter. So how have you found Shelters by Jesus since you've been here? What is it? What's it like to you? How do you see it? What do you have to say about it?
It's we've been in this situation once before when we were actually when we first married. Actually, when our son was born, our first son was born. Our landlord actually lost the building, so it wasn't really.
He lost the building?
He lost.
Yeah,
Well, if you turn your back, they're gone.
Yeah,
I'm telling you right now.
I don't know if it was a card game or what his problem was.
But it's gone.
It was. He said, "I don't own it anymore," and we had to be out.
Oh.
And so we've been in this situation before, but being here is definitely different. Everybody's very nice and trying to help you with anything they can, and it's a very positive kind of family feel to it.
Yep. Good.
So, yeah.
So what do you think of it? It's Lisa, right?
Yep.
So Lisa, what do you think of it?
Oh, I'm almost like flashing back to dorm days.
Dorm days?
Dorm days.
Okay.
Yes.
That's a good comparison, a little bit.
Yes. You just you're at peace with your dorm mates, your roommates, your bunkies, and it's like it's just
Communal living.
communal living. You really can't.
But everybody seems to be very nice.
It's comforting.
Good. It's different than what I've never been involved with homeless shelters in my life till we started this. So I honestly don't know a whole lot about them. I've seen, on news and stuff, I've seen some situation, but as far as knowing other ones, this is all I know. That's why I ask you what you think of this.
I've been in a few in my time.
You have? Okay.
I had a pretty crazy childhood.
All right.
All
right.
Teenage years, and made some mistakes and done some things. But
a teenager that made mistakes. Wow.
That's unheard of.
That is unbelievable.
But we...
riding rails. Who ever heard of that?
If there's something crazy out there, I've probably done it.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Stayed away from drugs and all that stuff.
Well, good for you. Good for you.
But been everywhere. I've done a lot of different things.
Okay.
But this is it's definitely a great place. It feels like family. People they joke around with each other.
You noticed that, huh?
Yes. Everybody's very,
Yeah.
blunt but polite.
Yeah, well, there's a whole lot of picking on going on around here.
I've seen it.
Well,
Everybody walks. You got a bullseye on your back, man. You walk by, they go get you. So.
Well, boy, if you don't have your
That's
humor,
family.
then what
That's
you
what
got?
family. It's like a whole bunch of siblings stuck in a room with the door locked.
Oh, yeah.
There you go. You got to make your own fun, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got to do what you got to do.
Yeah. So here, one thing that people question about is making people go to church services. What do you think about being made go to church services?
I really have no problem with it. I can't say that I've been the most devout Christian. I'm a believer, but like I said, I've traveled, I've done a lot of things, and I've seen a lot of things that make me question.
Okay.
At first you think that you question your faith. I think it's more question. If you look at it, it's more like questioning people.
Yep.
Humans. But the terrible things you see, you want to say like, well, why did God let this happen?
Right. Which is a very common question.
Yeah. But I think you really got to look at it as people.
Yep.
It's more people.
And when you come in here, you go, why God let this happen? You go, well, thank God He let it happen.
We have a roof over our head and meals to eat. And
how you like the food?
Actually, very good.
Isn't it?
It is very good.
Yeah, the one problem we have here is people put on a lot of weight and they complain about it.
Well, I'm trying to take off the weight. So
you're in a bad place, brother.
I'm doing what I can.
Well, you'll get a chance to know what temptation's like that. Because usually when they put on a feed here, they put on a feed.
I've managed to behave myself, so.
Well, good for you. Yeah. Good for you.
She's a good cook too,
so you're used to setting up and having to slop it on, baby. Mm-hmm. All right. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So Lisa, what do you think about the whole situation? Going to church, the food, whatever. What do you think about it?
I'm delighted to have structure.
All right. That's a good statement.
Quite honestly, I don't know, just because truth told, I miss it. I miss that structure. My mom was a soloist.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And,
in the church?
In the church.
Really? What church did your mama go to?
First Baptist, Arlington, Massachusetts.
All right.
That was one of them. There were some others.
Okay.
There were a few churches, but right. my mom said she was like professional, but First Baptist of Arlington, that was our community.
Man, so do you enjoy going with your mom to church? Did you?
I actually did.
Good.
I really did.
All right. Well, now is your mom still living?
Yes.
Well, maybe one day you get a chance to go to church with her here. Maybe she'll show up sometime.
She might. She lives in town now.
Yeah.
Oh, your mom lives around here?
Yeah, she lives in town.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, we came up here about 20 years ago from Massachusetts, trying to get away from that life. Get away from
the mass life.
When she was pregnant, first time we're not doing this.
So you go from Mass to Bingham. That's going from city to boony.
That was a big adjustment.
Well, it was either that or it was either that from Mass to Bingham or Mass to Williston, North Dakota.
Yeah. Her father lived in North Dakota. We almost went there. And
really?
I can't. Yeah. I mean, the winters up here are tough enough. North Dakota. I was just
Oh, they put on the ice bags down there, baby.
Oh, I was before we came up here. I was offered a job in Calgary.
Oh, really?
So,
No.
no.
Ain't going to Calgary.
It doesn't matter what you pay me. It's not happening.
Calgary
it's
or Waterville?
So what's your mom have to say about you being in a homeless shelter? Does that upset her? Or?
No, actually, she. I don't know. When I called her and told her where I was, she was in tears, and she was like, "Oh, six of board."
So
glad that we're safe.
She's glad that we're safe.
Yeah.
And that we're it's.
Well, if she lives in town, she's heard of us before you came here anyway, I'm sure. Everybody in town's heard of us, at least of me. Yep. Yep. So, people watching this, and, you know, everybody decides. There's so many places ask for money and all this kind of stuff. $9 a month, we tell everybody, will take somebody off the street here.
That's a good deal.
Would you tell people that's a decent investment now that you've been here?
At twice the price or 10 times the price, it's worth it.
So that's something
People need help.
that people invest in and feel comfortable their money's being used right?
I would definitely say so. I mean, and it happens to everybody. I mean, we were doing pretty well at one point. We were living pretty well.
Yeah.
And when things happen, they happen fast. You know, my sight got bad, my health got bad, and you know, the economy, jobs, everything. You never know what's going to happen. And it could be you. It could be anybody.
Yep.
And I mean, that amount of money definitely.
$9 is sure as somebody's coming off the street, and I think that's a pretty good deal.
Some of the faces I've seen around here, people are just thrilled just to have anything, and going to worship. We're just so happy to be warm and to have that feeling of community.
Yep.
It's an amazing thing to be able to help.
Good.
So we're definitely appreciative.
Oh, good. So if somebody is out there that's homeless and there's maybe relatives watch this or friends and wondering why we send them, is this a place you'd feel comfortable saying, look, if you need to get to a shelter, to go to Shelters by Jesus? Would you feel comfortable saying that?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
100%.
All right. So is there anything you'd like to share with whoever's watching this before we close out our podcast? Is something that's on your heart you'd like to share?
Don't be afraid to ask for help.
That's a good thing to share right there, brother.
Everybody needs help sometimes. Doesn't matter how tough you are. Don't let pride get in the way of it. It was hard for me to lose our home, to lose everything we've had for 20 years and where we raised our children. And, but you get to a point where enough is enough, and you can't do it all on your own. Like I said, my health started getting really bad, and it was just compounded by just trying to keep afloat when not ask for help.
Right. To do it on your own, because that's a man thing.
It's the way we're raised.
That's the way I was raised. Absolutely. That's why I say, it's nice if they hear somebody say it's okay. That I've been there and I've done that. When we go on the road, we meet people that are in tents that both of them have jobs, but their rents went so high they couldn't do it. They're working 2 jobs trying to put aside money to get a place. So even if you're working, it don't mean you can't wind up homeless, because we run into them all the time that have. Yeah. And so anyway, thank you for taking the time to come in on my podcast and share your thoughts. And I hope everybody watching has got something out of this. And if you're out there and you need help, or somebody that's homeless or is going to be homeless, give us a call at 207-474-8833. And one of my books says there's always room at the end, and we make room. It may not be always the prettiest situation, but we'll get you a bed. It might be a mattress on the floor, but it'll be indoors, right, and
it's
safe.
Nice and warm, and
that's all it takes. Yes. So anyway, thanks for watching, and until my next podcast, you all come back now here.